Uh-oh. Ba-do-ba-do-ba-do-do. Oh, give me one quick second. Shoot.
Why is this still open?
Good evening, chat.
Hello, people.
Hope you're having a happy Sunday.
All right, now I'm ready. Let's do this.
See some justice.
Some Phoenix Justice. Oh yeah, I think this is the Justice Attorney.
That's she's Sato Mikutoba, the judicious assistant.
Yes, so that's who I boast to. Well, I understand you are the judicial assistant to the defense, but why a sudden ingress into my courtroom? Ha! A judicial assistant, and a woman no less. The rules state that females are not permitted in this court of law, other than to testify. Yes, I fully understand. I ask only for 5 minutes of time. I have some vital evidence that I must hand over to the defense. Ha! You're too late, little girl! This trial has already concluded, you whelp! 5 minutes. I will not allow a moment more because of
Stoker's
Stoker.
here.
I leave my
returned.
seat to him then.
I'll be the judge of that. 5 minutes. I will not allow a moment more. What have I missed?
What? Your Excellency! I am most grateful.
You got to interrupt GC just talking to himself for the entire time.
Yeah.
Who exactly are you?
I'm sorry. There's no time. Please, simply accept this for now.
What is it? Report about something written in English.
It's Giselle Brett's research.
The English woman's?
After the trial resumed earlier, I hurried back to the university. I went to Dr. Bush's laboratory in the medical faculty and borrowed this paper.
Ah, yes, that's right. Miss Brett was studying under the professor, wasn't she?
1 second. You're back on your own microphone, Miller.
Yes.
Need to turn
Yeah, I
you
know
down
your
a
voice
bit.
get deeper.
I need to turn you down a bit.
Sorry, I thought that was obvious because it's like, how else was I playing DRG yesterday?
It wasn't noticeable to me.
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't
So,
noticeable.
does this research, whatever it is, have something to do with the case?
I'm afraid I don't know. I haven't been able to listen to the proceedings of the trial myself.
Oh. No, of course not.
Yeah, I mean, what's so important about that?
Special characteristics of Curare and its effect on human subjects.
Mechrari?
I have no idea, I've never seen that word before.
I think Stoker's right.
Yeah, it's
Curare.
a poisonous thingy.
I guessed it might be poisonous.
I think it's food. I
Kurari,
don't
what's
remember.
that? Never heard that word before. Neither have we. Except Stoker.
Time's up.
Yeah, it's a poison thing.
The prosecution demands the immediate removal of this female trespasser from the courtroom. There was too little time for me to read it in detail. But I've summarized what I could know just inside the cover. If you think it could be valuable, please cast your eye over it.
This is wonderful. Thank you. Sales report has been entered into the court record. Or detailing an unknown poison that Miss Brett has been researching during your time at Yume University.
Goodbye, then, and good luck. And I just leave.
She's a ghost.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. You have had long enough, Council. We cannot contain. We cannot contain our English guest. We cannot detain our English guest any longer. Did you know she was English?
So we're gonna look at the court record.
And totally British.
Synopsis. A poison made from the bark of certain trees in the jungles of South America. The hunters of the region have used it since ancient times to incapacitate their prey. Special characteristics. Effects. Instant paralysis of the entire body and subsequent death, even in minute doses. Route of entry. The above-mentioned effects occur when the poison enters the body through a wound, such as that inflicted by a blowpipe dart. Practical applications. Due to its ability to render the human body paralytic, it's believed that the toxin could have application as an anesthetic. However, a solution for a respiratory arrest caused as a result of full-body paralysis must be found first, or patients would die of suffocation.
That's right. I'm sorry. Curare isn't a poison. It's an anesthetic. It's an old school anesthetic. But if you use too much of it, it can kill you. That's where I know the word from.
Suffocation. No breathing. Don't give up. I'll cut myself bleeding.
Hey. Wow.
Ooh.
So it says, above-mentioned effects occur when the poison enters the body through a wound, but we're assuming that he ingested the poison.
That's what we're assuming.
What we've been assuming, but we could be mistaken about that.
What if the burn somehow injected it into him? I doubt it, but I mean, that's a possibility.
It's a little far-fetched to me.
Yeah.
I ask the prosecution and the defense now, one last time. Does this beard look cute on me? I think it makes me look old. Does either side have any further evidence to present to the court? I presume not, but fuck man, I've been wrong all the time in this.
The prosecution has made its case convincingly enough already. Nothing more to add, Your Excellency.
Ryunosuke, we're out of options here.
We're gonna have to kill the judge.
This really is our very last chance.
Yes, I know. Your Excellency, the defense does have new evidence.
Oh god, not this again.
Oh god, not this again. That look. The unyielding stare of a true Japanese warrior. The ultimate warrior. Well, Miss Brett.
The ninja warrior.
I think you mean samurai, but yeah.
Ninjamurai. If you wouldn't mind, perhaps you could grace us with your presence a little longer.
No.
It's a delightful invitation, but I'm afraid it's not so very long until tea time.
Forgive me, Miss Brett. It seems I wasn't clear. I realize it was phrased as a question. However, I'm a fuck-mothering judge. I must ask you to treat that as an order.
Bring back in.
I've said it many times before, but the Japanese language makes no sense.
Yes, well, your hat makes no sense. What do you think about that?
Oh, come on. In British English, they talk around what they mean all the time, so it's not that different from Japanese.
Sure isn't.
Oh,
He's
shots
just being
fired.
She's just being racist.
Yeah.
She's just being a pain. She's trying everything she can to get out of there.
My apologies, dear lady.
Why do you have to put up with this? I just married some nobody. Stoker?
Oh, sorry. So, counsel, what fresh new bullshit have you for us?
Like you've been doing all along, I might add.
It's Giselle Brett. We understand you are studying under Dr. Wilson at UMA University, doing research.
Yes, I was under him a lot. I mean, doing research.
Research, by sheer coincidence, perhaps, into a deadly poison.
What?
Poison? That's the first time that's been brought up in the past 2 minutes. Where are you going with this, counsel? Where do you think they're going with this, Judge? I'm curious. Where do you think they're going with this?
They're going to Justice Town.
Toxin known as curare, Your Excellency. Even the slightest amount of this deadly poison entering the body leads to instant death.
You're exaggerating a little, but okay.
Yeah, I don't accept that. What utter complete and utter nonsense? Curry, you say? I never even heard of it.
Yes, well, that's because you're a dingus.
You wouldn't have done.
Yeah, I'm into all sorts of poisons. You really wouldn't have heard of them.
What do you mean?
I
Because
mean
you're a
that you wouldn't
dingus.
have heard of curare before for one very simple reason.
It doesn't exist
In our
in
country.
our country.
Goodness.
It doesn't exist.
Correct. Which means, no matter what test the police can do for toxins, they'd never identify curare. Why? Because there is no test available here that can identify the presence of this highly deadly poison.
What? Stoker?
Oh, sorry. Order, 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 order.
Remember.
Counsel, does this deadly poison truly exist? No. No, we just decided we'd make it up for the hell of it.
According to this report authorized by the visiting research student from England, curare has long been used by the tribes people of South America as a poison to lace their arrows. It seems that it's reasonably well known among European doctors and scientists.
To lace their arrows? Like samurai?
The report states that it is produced from the extract of a tree that grows deep in the Amazonian jungle. It was first brought back to Europe at the turn of the century by explorers.
Like his face expression, Rick.
It claims that animals shot by arrows laced with curare suffer instant death. Doesn't that about sum it up, Miss Brett?
Gasp. Trumpery! These aspersions are utterly trumpery! To start with, if the victim had been administered some of this so-called deadly poison, he would have been squirming and writhing in pain, and the other diners would have surely noticed. Of course, I have.
That is true. What do you say to that, Inspector?
Obviously, I would have noticed a disturbance like that.
I don't remember anything like that either. I didn't notice the professor being in any kind of pain.
According to this, however, it's the other way around.
What do you mean the other way around?
The very fact that the victim didn't show any visible signs of distress is evidence that curare was used.
The lack of evidence is evidence for the lack.
The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
Oh, sorry. I was having too much fun riffing. Explain yourself, counsel!
The moment this toxin enters a person's system, it causes instant paralysis. In other words, afflicted victims lose all strength and are completely unable to move. Even if they were in total agony, there would be no visible signs of pain.
How terrible.
Where do I get it?
Obviously, if a man lost all strength in his muscles, he'd collapse on the floor. But with a chair under him for support, as Dr. Wilson did, the effects would go largely unnoticed.
I don't follow, Kazuma. That's just paralysis. I thought the poison caused instant death.
Oh yeah, please give us the full
Full explanation is extremely unpleasant.
That's what
Poison
makes it
causes immediate paralysis, as I said, leaving the victim unable to move. But after a short time, the paralysis is so severe it causes the muscles that control respiration to fail.
Respiration?
In other words, the actual cause of death is suffocation. And all the while, the victim is conscious and aware, just unable to move.
Ooh. That's
sucks to be
hideous.
them.
To the observer, it would look almost like the victim was slipping peacefully into an endless sleep. But for the victim himself, his final moments would be a living hell.
Ooh.
That is the true nature of this deadly curare poison.
Gasp.
Well, that's freaky. I'm not sleeping tonight. And you're suggesting that this bottle, counsel, actually contains this terrifying poison?
This is all very convenient, isn't it?
I don't know, I'm sure the dead guy didn't think it was too
A
convenient.
hitherto unknown poison for which there is no means of testing, but a happy tale for the defense.
If I may.
All these facts, you think you're so clever, but you must be taught some Ah!
It is you who must be taught.
Oh, of course. Dear lady!
Step on me!
Deliver your buxom out of me! There. Poor Stoker.
So, this is how you Japanese behave, is it?
What?
You steal another's honest hard work and then announce the results as if you discovered them. I'm appalled. What a loathsome
You're
act.
just going to claim copyright here, huh?
Curare is copyright me. No stealing.
Well, Miss Brett, the feeling is mutual. Whatever do you mean? Capitalizing on the unfortunate circumstances of an innocent man to frame him for a heinous crime? It really is a loathsome act. Wouldn't you agree?
Enough of this! I, for one, refuse to accept it. The idea of some poison that doesn't even exist in the great empire of Japan is breaking the rules.
The murder rules!
What's so funny?
Excuse me, Your Excellency.
Well, yes, Miss Brett?
May I borrow that bottle for a moment, please?
Ooh.
Yes, I don't
Seems
see,
like a very bad idea.
why not?
Yes.
I mean, it's not
Chug,
like you
chug,
could
chug,
tamper
chug,
with
chug,
it.
chug, chug, chug.
Of course.
Oh my god.
Yes, of course, because it was in the glass that you took. You think we're amateurs, lady?
Don't get too big for your boots, you insignificant little island boys.
Wow.
Sorry? To an Englishwoman such as myself, this whole affair is a farcical comedy. You little police games, these foolish courtroom antics. It's laughable, really. But I'm getting bored of it all now. It's time for the games to end.
Of course, we know this is not how it works.
Unless she just poisons herself right now and dies.
That'd be
Well,
hilarious.
that'd show us.
Wait! What are you doing?
No sparkle left at all. How appropriate for this shabby affair.
And just keep in mind, she drank the only poison in the courtroom. She's destroying evidence, of course.
Now we wait to see if she dies.
Goodness. Whatever is the matter? You all look quite stunned. So, no curare.
Yes.
The bottle
we
was
have.
clean. Is that what you're saying? You look quite incredulous, little boy. But of course, that's the simple truth.
Because it was in the glass, not the bottle. Come on.
No,
Thank
it,
you
the
for
problem.
presenting the findings of my research so concisely here at this grand venue. Most kind. Yeah.
Grr. Arg.
Thank you, waiter. Now then, Your Excellency.
Keep in mind. Oh, sorry.
Yes, Miss Brett? How may I kiss your ass today?
I should like to be excused now, please. I think I've got more than enough of my time for the furtherance of friendship between our countries.
Well, yes, dear lady, we are most gratified with all the assistance you have given. You can step on me too.
This doesn't make sense.
No, of course it doesn't. It's a Phoenix Wright game.
Had to have been poison in that bottle.
Oh, this part makes sense, but I know what she's doing.
So how did she... Yeah, it's either the poison was in the cup that she took, or she's been using curare and studying it for so long that she's made herself immune.
It's definitely the former. The latter is just not. Well, okay.
Well,
I think
the
as if
thing is,
these
the
games
latter
are
is
realistic.
stupider, which is more likely for a Phoenix Wright game.
You're right. I caught myself in the middle of saying it. Like, that's not real. Oh.
Well, it did say that it had to be inserted forcibly, but that's the thing. Like through a wound.
Been
So
building up.
Yeah, that's right.
immunity
She
for the
drank
last 10
it.
Years.
She drank it. That's not how it's delivered.
Yeah,
I completely.
Swallow a whole glass and
we
live to
have
tell the
also
tale.
said that.
yeah, she was counting on that to work, or the way he's doing it right now.
I don't understand it. Well, I suppose if nothing else, this little Far Eastern charade will make for an interesting conversation at the next party I attend in London.
There has to have been poison in that bottle. Isn't there? There can't have been. Because otherwise she would have killed over dead.
Nobody here's a doctor, so you have to.
And it's okay, we have all the clues now. A bottle of water.
Contains poison.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, Blaze Cats brings up a good point, as it was through the wound in his mouth.
Oh,
that is
yeah,
true.
because of the dental work. I forgot about
That's
that
right.
completely.
I completely forgot about that.
That's why she had the meeting with him at that particular date, because she knew he would have the vulnerability.
Hooper did put curare poison in Dr. Wilson's carbonated water. The Fitz refuses to change his position.
Yeah, you're serious?
Whoa, are you blind? There's no possible way the bottle could contain poison. I mean, we just saw...
Is Brett drinking the water from it?
That's right, which rather complicates your argument, I think.
And I believe that complication can be explained.
How exactly? Come on, I dare you. Flip your dukes.
You think through all the things that don't quite add up here, one by one. Sure, the answer is in the evidence we have in the court record somewhere. It has to be.
Very well. If the defense truly intends to assert this claim,
I think we picked the right choice, Warbird, but let's see what happens.
then I must ask you to support the assertion with evidence.
It explains how the witness was able to consume the supposedly poisoned water unscathed. Yeah, it's...
In there 3 pages of that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to present the entire thing.
Right.
The answer to this riddle is right here in Miss Brett's own research report.
That's not a valid explanation.
No?
After all, we don't speak English. That report is utter gibberish. This impudent young scoundrel is trying to ridicule the court, Your
Is that
Excellency.
really the best you have, Ouchie?
I mean, this is the sucky prosecutor
Yeah.
before the real one shows
I'm not
up.
trying to ridicule anyone, honest. I'm just reading Sasada-san's notes.
I concur. This report is too extensive to be considered in its
What kind of freaking... I know these
I think you
games
have
are
to open it
ridiculous.
up and then, like, point at the note and just be like, okay, we're only looking at this part.
Okay. Actually... Oh, okay.
That's
never
what's
mind.
going to happen. That's how these
Yeah.
games go.
I have the attention span of a toddler. You will direct us to the pertinent section, counsel.
I don't read English. Hello, right?
Which page? I think it was page 2.
Yes, special
Yeah,
characteristics.
through the wound.
Root of
through the
entry.
wound. The special characteristics. We've been hearing a lot about this curare poison. And it's left me curious about something.
Ooh, counsel?
Oh, counsel. Well, it sounds as though indigenous hunters have been using this poison for years and years to lace the heads of arrows they shoot at whatever prey they're hunting.
So we've been led to believe, yes.
And the point of hunting is to catch prey to eat.
Get to the point, please.
But if they were to use these laced arrows, doesn't that mean there would be traces of poison left in the prey the hunters were going to eat?
Yes, good point.
So surely the hunters wouldn't want to eat their prey, would they? Because then they'd be eating poison.
That's another train of thought, yeah.
Good gracious, counsel. No, that would be madness.
But I actually found the answer to that conundrum in this research paper here. Under special characteristics, it says this. The poison starts to work after entering the body through a wound.
Through a wound, you say? I see, that makes sense.
Yes, the mention of that particular detail seemed a little strange to me, though. But it all makes sense when you interpret what's written like this. When curare enters the body through an open wound, it has terrifying poisonous effects. However, When it enters the body via the mouth, it has no poisonous effects whatsoever.
What?
Miss Brett! You authored this research. You knew Kirare's special characteristics. And you knew that you could make a spectacle of drinking that water without any danger to yourself.
You meddling little... What? Rapscallion!
What just happened?
The bird had
Well,
this
Ryunosuke, it turns out
We're getting close to the breakdown.
you're an even better lawyer than I thought you'd be.
Really? Me? Lawyer?
Oh, how this poison talk is fascinating, I'm sure. But I fail to see how it's possibly... Ah!
So, the ill-bred little puppy has a new toy to play
He
with.
still hasn't reacted at all.
Some facts he read in a book. But I'm afraid knowledge doesn't suit you, little boy. It only makes you look silly.
Oh, really? We look silly. What are you trying to say?
You're
That's
the one
fine.
with the goose on your head, lady.
The live goose.
Your
apparently.
schoolboyish logic has a fatal flaw.
Schoolboyish?
Flaw?
As even your brain has managed to deduce, curare is safe to ingest. It seems likely that its effects are neutralized by the acidic nature of the gastric succus.
You're a gastric suckus.
Oh, yes, well, of course. Gastric suckers? What are they?
Oh, this lethal poison is completely harmless when drunk. The professor wouldn't have died when he swallowed it, now would he?
Ah!
Right. Wow, you make a good prosecutor, matey.
Good gracious!
That's basic science. Science that even a schoolboy should be able to understand, no?
Order, 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 order.
Order.
The logic holds. If the lady and the professor drank the same poison, they would be affected in the same way.
Are you trying to suggest?
Yes! This curare poison is completely irrelevant to the case on trial.
Mmm.
That's right. Surely even a little cockroach like you could understand something as simple as that!
Man, that swan's giving us bad vibes.
Alright.
Also, dragged soon.
What is this welling up inside me? Never felt like this before. Sort of conviction to break down all the discrepancies. It's so intense, almost rage-like.
His lawyer powers are
More than anything else, an animalistic desire to take down my prey.
Ooh.
Oh, it's burning lawyer spirit.
He got the point down. He said objection and not yes. I don't think so, Miss Giselle Brett.
Yes, Ryunosuke is the ancestor of Phoenix Wright.
But how dare you use that tone with me?
Uh-oh.
You know very
Looks
well
like
that
no-
there's no fatal flaw here. You know exactly why, even though both you and the victim swallowed the same poison. You are alive, but Dr. Wilson is dead.
Counsel, I'm sure I don't need to remind you. You must provide compelling evidence. As we know now, this poison is completely harmless when ingested.
Keep reading his thing.
Oh, sorry. Why would Dr. Wilson alone have been killed by the curare? Sorry, the fact that the text was green frightened and alarmed me.
As Miss Brett so readily pointed out, she drank the same water as the professor. However, there was a fundamental and fatal difference between the two diners.
A fatal difference?
Toxic effects of curare are only felt when the poison enters the body through an open wound. So for a healthy person with no injuries, drinking it is completely harmless. But what if there was a wound inside the mouth of the person drinking the poisoned water?
Inside?
Yes, like the wound you might have if you had just been to the dentist and had a tooth extracted, for example.
Ah! Oh, the judge is...
Oh!
Miss Brett, you've acknowledged many times in your testimony already that you were well aware of Dr. Wilson's dental appointment that day.
Uh-oh.
So that's it. You use that knowledge to orchestrate this.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Is
gonna
is
freak
she?
out?
Okay, Joseph, glad you're
I
here.
think.
I don't expect to repeat myself, but honestly, I can't resist. These childish courtroom games and your half-baked arguments are all so puerile!
What do you mean?
Don't worry, little schoolboy, you'll find out soon enough.
Oh!
You see, when you leave vital evidence lying around, you never know what might happen to it.
That's what I said earlier.
No!
I mean, it could just slip. Oh dear, how careless of me. I'm afraid some crucial evidence may have just been tragically destroyed.
Is she for real?
No! Why does this even matter? It's just broken.
Yeah, seriously?
And the Supreme Court, what a terrible blunder. And the Supreme Court, what a terrible blunder.
Officer, what are you waiting for? Collect up as much of the water from that broken bottle as possible at once!
You're wasting your time. This delightful carpet under my feet here were a gift from the British Empire. I assure you, it will soak up the water beautifully. You had neither the technology nor the presence of mind to recover it.
We do have other proof that there was poison in the bottle, though, don't we? How could you? You won't get away with this!
I mean, yeah, you really won't.
You can thump the bench and shout as much as you like, little boy. But I'm afraid we'll never know now, will we? If there really was poison in the bottle, or not.
Come on.
You.
And let us not forget, we still have some very compelling evidence left intact. Isn't that right, counsel for the prosecution?
Oh, of course! You're referring to this photograph, I presume, dear lady? Can I kiss you, buxom? You already saved my
That's
prosecution
right.
career.
And really, looking at this photograph is as clear as day, isn't it? The poor professor was sitting with his back to me. So of course the only person who could have shot him from the front is the little schoolboy.
No! You killed the victim that day, using Karari! And then, in order to frame Yunosuke Naruhodo for the crime, you waited until he picked up the pistol you arranged for him to find on the floor. Before you shot the professor's dead body in the chest with your own hidden gun.
Speaking of which, did we ever find that?
Then, in the confusion that followed, all you had to do was turn the dead professor in his chair around. You see? He had every opportunity to commit this crime.
Oh, what a wonderful imagination you have, young man. Hayden Gunny say, I shot the professor's dead body, didn't I? Well, I'm terribly sorry, but don't have a shred of evidence.
Exactly. And as you have nothing to support your wild claims, the prosecution stance remains unchanged. The victim, Dr. John H. Wilson, was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Delivered in cold blood by the accused, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Take that, well.
This is unbelievable. How can this be happening? He
I
had
mean,
her.
it is pretty unbelievable.
You really going to get away with it? The way she destroyed that evidence was obscene.
Pretty hot, not gonna lie.
Ryunosuke,
Yes?
we've come this far, but now you're the only one who could finish it.
What? What do you mean?
We've lost a vital piece of evidence, it's true, so if there are any clues left for us to use now, they must be in your head!
In my head?
You told me before that your powers of observation were the one thing you could really depend upon.
Well, yes, that's true, but I didn't manage to notice this woman was a foreigner with a swan on her head.
So think back again now. Try to remember every last detail about the scene that day. Everything you saw, everything you felt, every color, every smell.
Everything in your inventory?
And I saw, and I felt. Every color.
That's right.
Kazuma, right? Somewhere in the vibrant memory of this same scene in my head. Could there be another clue to expose the identity of Dr. Wilson's killer? No.
How serious do we say that?
Actually, Kazuma, I think I might have something. Thinking back over everything I saw, I think I might have uncovered another clue.
You always have something up your sleeve, don't you, Ryunosuke?
Only when it's appropriately dramatic.
Come on then, let's wipe the smoke smile off that Englishwoman's face with some evidence.
Alright, I can't wait! Been niggling me for a while that something feels amiss in my memories of that day. Whatever it is could be the key to arriving at the truth about all this. It's here somewhere. A clue that shows who Dr. Wilson's real killer must have been is...
Damn,
maybe this,
twice on
like,
it.
blood that you've been focusing on very hard.
No,
Yeah, I think
it's
this
gotta
is
be
funny.
something else.
I think
the
that
fork.
was funny.
Inspector Hosonaga, answer me this.
Yes? What is it?
He's still miles away. Probably thinking about that bottle being smashed. You've said a number of times now, you strive for perfection in your investigations, don't you?
Absolutely.
I wonder, therefore, if perhaps you took anything else from the scene of the crime. Like, for instance, the plate of steak that you took to the victim's table that day.
Wait a minute, where are you going? Ah!
Going with this little boy.
It's just a memory that's been troubling me.
What memory?
I saw the scene showing this photographic print with my own eyes that day. I saw the wooden base of the plate the steak was served on. There was a spattering of blood.
What?
Oh, really? And what of it? Obviously, that must have happened when you shot the professor.
No, that can't be the case. Take a good look at the photograph and the relative position of everything there. The plate of steak is almost directly behind the victim. I'm supposed to have shot Dr. Wilson in the chest from the front. There's no way that blood from the victim could have ended up directly behind him.
Ah!
Yes. For blood to have made it onto the plate, it implies the plate was between the victim and the shooter. Which means the shooter must have been sitting opposite the professor. As you were.
Oh, snizzle snap.
Giselle Brett! Merci beaucoup!
Objection!
There we go. This is beyond ridiculous! Fabricated nonsense! Is the court seriously expected to believe something the accused's apparently just remembered seeing? Okay, right back.
This could be the moment that my entire career in the police force has been leading to.
Inspector, you mean...
Yes, I took the plate in the interest of preserving evidence from the scene of the crime. I took it, meat and all, and I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief because of it.
What?
I took the steak that you had been eating, Miss Brett. I took the steak that the sergeant had been eating. And then I ate the steaks. And I did it all in the name of justice.
And I'd do it again.
And we can find out for sure whether or not there's a blood stain on Miss Brett's plate. We must examine it now!
Oh, sorry. Inspector! The court wishes to examine the plate from the victim's table immediately.
Yes, sir.
Oops.
Sorry for the delay. Here is what you ordered. The steak.
I like the way you worded that.
Well, what about the blood? Is there blood on it?
Of course there isn't.
The blood man!
Inspector! The blood man! Show the court! I can't wait to see all that juicy blood!
Of course. Examine the plate at your leisure.
She just
Oh,
grabs
geez.
the plate and throws it on the carpet.
Yeah.
Give me blood.
No. Is this me? No blood. No blood anywhere.
No, that's impossible! No, I saw it. I'm sure of it. Right there on the table behind the professor. There was blood on the side of the plate.
What an unbecoming expression, little boy. You see, this is why I always say you can't trust what the Japanese tell you.
Ah!
Ooh.
This, I couldn't agree more. In the case of disgrace to the Empire. Man, what a butt kisser.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. I believe we may finally have reached a conclusion in this trial. I mean, I've believed that 17 times before now already.
Merde. This less pretend attempt at courtroom proceedings is painful to watch. But I do promise to do my best to forget all about it when it's over.
This sorry-looking steak reveals the facts are too clearly. With the Sorry, look at accused and wishes to examine again. Be my guest. Oh, jeez.
Meal misread
That's
orders for
not-
lunch. It was removed from the victim's table after the incident.
It's not her steak.
Wait, I thought I saw just a figment of my imagination.
That's the scary part of life.
Let's
People
take a
second
look
guessing.
here.
Second guessing your own opinions.
Can you zoom in or
Enhance.
in
But it looks like he can click on the steak itself, or yeah, some different
Uh,
parts.
Emblem on the side of the plate. Is it a cat?
Yes.
It's a cow.
cat.
Obviously, we have those in Japan. You
It's a
idiot.
cat. It says moo.
Most likely
Like
because the
the
restaurant's
says.
signature dish is beefsteak.
Not cat stick.
Seems a lot of different restaurants have their own unique tableware.
So this is the symbol of La Carnival, is it?
Isn't that in a slightly different place than the one that was in the photo? The symbol?
What?
Huh? This is the old man's gold coin that he lost.
Yeah.
So this isn't the beefsteak.
No, this is the soldier's steak.
Yeah,
'cause
this
he had
is the
stolen
soldier's
coin.
steak.
Yes.
What in the world is this?
I think it's a Koban coin. The hallmark poet area, I believe.
No, I don't mean what is it. I mean, what's it doing there?
Remember how he said it was going to be brought up in the future? Wow.
Wait, did you
Yeah.
say it was a Hoei Koban?
Yes, and apart from the meat juices, it appears to be in good condition. I imagine it's very valuable.
This isn't the first time today that there's been talk of a Hoei Koban.
I've heard of pearls before swine, but I've never heard of bullion before bullion.
I don't think you ever will again. This is extraordinary, though. This means... that it's not the steak that we were looking for.
You mean it's a mistake?
Oh.
This is it now. I've lost.
Ryunosuke. It's not over yet. Not until the final gavel.
Hmm?
Never stop believing in me that believes in you.
Believin'. Oh.
Keep looking forward, no matter what. Pushing forward, day by day. That's the power of a drill. The spiral races will rise above.
My God.
Believe in myself, really?
Why start now?
Maybe I should at least examine the evidence for myself.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Jokes.
Oh, sorry. As the evidence requested by the defense has not been shown to be problematic in any way, it will not be cancelled on Twitter. I presume any further examination of evidence in this trial will be unnecessary. So, does the defense have any objections this time?
Probably not. I think we can just keep going. That bloodstain was going to clinch the trial for me. Did this plate of steak reveal any other clues at all?
I like how they give you the option to give up.
Your Excellency, please wait. This plate of beef is hiding another clue. Another clue that will reveal the shocking truth. Okay, not that shocking, but...
The only thing that's shocking here is your unhealthy passage with beefsteak.
I beg your pardon, you little shit.
Your Excellency, I think I've made myself clear, haven't I? I will not be able to turn a blind eye to any more unnecessary procrastination in this trial.
I'm sorry, Miss Brett, but we must ensure a thorough examination of the evidence. Sit your pretty little British ass down and get over it. I will not give a ruling until I'm completely satisfied that all reasonable doubt has been dispelled.
I see. As the newly affirmed ally of my country, that's still your position, is it?
Thank you. Your Excellency.
Counsel for the defense. You will now clearly show the court to what you are alluding. Where precisely on this plate of beefsteak is this new clue to be found?
Man,
Got it.
Just right there.
No, counsel. I'm afraid that won't do. That was ambiguous at best. When you're asked to identify a detail like this, you must
Okay.
do so knowing there's a penalty for mistakes.
So I was slightly off then. Okay.
Getting Danganronpa vibes here.
It's right here in front of me, I'm sure of it. So there's only one thing to do. Turn the steak over and over until I find something to help me out of this mess. Does it want me to actually just turn it upside down?
Counsel for the defense, you will now do that thing I just said a couple of minutes ago.
do it. Do it.
Do it.
Atari,
See, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
That's what I wish more games had in the like these 3D inspectors where you could look at an item. Is that the thing reacted? You could literally like turn it over and do something. Like Skyrim had that with the dragon claws, where you would look at the palm of the dragon claw to see the little like door code on it, and like that was cool. And they did nothing else with that.
Also, your targeter changes when you touch the beefsteak. I don't think you did that
Yeah.
last time.
I was pretty sure
It
that
did
I
do
did.
that last
I was
time.
doing that.
Got
Wait,
it.
Oh,
no
shoot.
again.
Oh, no, no!
What does he want me to do?
How do you interact with it when it's...
Alright.
Oh, turn it over and over. Is what...
There's
the words he used!
Maybe you start with the logo. That's the only
Maybe.
other thing on this that's selectable, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, the logo.
Just keep rotating the steak for the rest of the stream.
Welcome to our steak rotation stream. Hope you enjoy it.
Also, Warbird said, isn't beefsteak an oxymoron? No. There are different kinds of steaks. You can have, like, basically any animal's steak. It just means the meat has been prepared minimally seasoned.
Oh, try hitting the cow, or the cow.
Yeah, I think you need to click on the logo.
Got it.
No,
I think you were touching the plate there, though.
no, I wasn't.
Dang it.
It was just the logo and just the steak.
No, counsel. Something. You gotta figure out what the bullshit I want you to do is, counsel.
Wow, Stoker.
Okay, so can you
It
like
says instead
drag it?
interact with the beefsteak instead of presenting it. Is there a different button from present? Is there an interact button?
Space is the interact button.
Oh, okay.
This thing that we did already?
That you can't see because of the angle?
What in the world is this?
Yeah, we already said
we've
this
already
earlier.
did. Yeah. Okay.
I didn't know we could do this during the presentation. Oh, well.
Oh my god.
You know, it just
That steak kind of looks like the bottom of a guitar.
You know, it's funny too. This is just the first case in this game.
I'm assuming.
Got it.
Yeah, it's just that there's no prompt in the bottom.
Yeah,
corner
they don't
that
have the
says
prompt there
inspect.
for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was only like exit and present, and that was it.
Good gracious! That's covered in steak juice!
Open.
On Earth.
A Hoei era one at that.
Miss Brett. This is in fact the beefsteak that you ordered at the restaurant on the day in question, is it? Tell me, why is there an old coin seemingly hidden underneath the meat?
Duh.
Ridiculous question. How should I know? I've never seen that thing before in my life. I don't know what it is, but I want no part of it.
I don't see how this is relevant. A coin under the beat would simply have been a careless mistake by the chef in one
Really?
extraction.
You just put in an old Koi era coin under the meat somehow.
Objection!
Don't be absurd. We're supposed to believe that this happened by accident in the kitchen? A rare Hoei Koban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak? If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll rip up my ticket to Great Britain right now.
Ooh.
He's right. It can't be a coincidence. Your Excellency! Your Excellency, that's you, Strickland.
Yes, I'm very excellent. Yes, Counsel?
A rare Hoei Koban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak. This turns out to be irrelevant to the case. I'll give up my lawyer job right now.
Even though you're not a lawyer. By all means, don't let us stop you. No one invited you anyway.
I was literally invited here by point of force.
So, boy, you should realize that it is you who is irrelevant.
Even though
Oh,
I'm the one on trial here.
I like
The point
I like
is,
this.
it's essential that we ask the owner of this coin if he can explain what it's doing under that steak.
The owner?
Yeah, it's obvious. There's only one person it can belong to. The owner of the Koban that was found underneath the beefsteak is...
Take that!
Obviously, it can only be the antiques dealer and owner of Rasute, Kiryu Korikuta-san.
Kiri? Isn't Mr. Cucumber something? Honestly, these ridiculous Japanese names are quite unfathomable.
Still racist. Ah, yes. The old man who testified earlier alongside the military sergeant, correct?
Yes, Your Excellency.
I remember him saying that he was up to something with his Koban coin when it happened. At exactly the moment the gun was fired.
Who was voicing this guy?
Ray.
It was Ray.
Do you want me to do it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor.
Too busy on the floor. Sorry, what were you doing?
Hunting for treasure. Indeed. The Hoyer Koban. My prized coin.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Then this Hoei era Koban. Do you mean to tell me?
No, please. Why would Kori Kuta-san's Koban be sandwiched between the victim's beefsteak and his plate? It makes no sense. Also, that sounds so erotic.
GC, you're killing me.
Which is why I'm asking to bring Korikuta-san back to the witness stand, so we can ask him.
Officer! Bring both witnesses that testified earlier back in here. Without a moment's delay.
Ooh, dramatic camera.
Can't believe we've come back around to that pair again. But I have a hunch, a strong hunch. If we chase down the real significance of this Koban, we'll find that it's a key element in the case.
Gotta get back. Back to the stand. Samurai right.
And he's still
Get everybody lined up.
Here we go.
Man, that's a big witness stand.
What's this all about? Why have I been called up again? Don't you realize it's dinner time for little baby Ido? When my son's belly's empty, he's fishing a pack of wolves.
exploited by the police, we were, like miserable dogs, forced to bear false witness. And when cast from this courtroom, myself, I became a ruined man in a trice, a worthless, withered antique. Nothing more I have to say. The sun has set on this Rasute shop's owner's existence.
Be that as it may, Kurakuta-san, something has come to light that requires your clarification. As far as your Rasute memory serves, have you—
Rawr! That's it! The one, the very one! The exact one that is. The resplendent, splendiferous Hawaii treasure that my rusty bones managed to displace that fateful day.
Yippee!
Did he
As
on
I
the soldier's
thought.
foot?
Yes.
Young man! Enlighten this decrepit old fool. Put me out of my misery. Where? Where was my treasure? Where was it dropped?
Oh, I'm not sure if it was dropped anywhere.
Found your coin sandwiched between a beefsteak and its plate, soaking in the seasoned meat's juices.
This is a sandwich? This is a soaking? Seriously?
Clearly, it couldn't have fallen there by accident. Which means somebody must have hid it there on purpose.
Somebody concealed my Hawaii treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate? Who would do such a thing? Such an unconscionable thing!
Hmm.
Well, don't look at me, I wasn't there.
Excuse me. Could I say something?
Yes, of course.
Proceed, Inspector Hosanaga.
I mentioned this earlier on in the trial, but I was working undercover in the restaurant in order to investigate another case.
Ooh. Ah, yes, that's right. The secret undercover operation.
La Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant. It attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, there's been a run of similarly executed thefts targeting the restaurant's rich clientele. A number of such incidents have been reported to the police bureau.
Wicked crimes indeed.
We wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly,
Ooh.
especially with so many foreigners being affected.
So that's why you were sent undercover, is it?
Yes. I took on the job of waiter at the restaurant in order to flush out the criminal, and I kept the outfit because it's so snappy. It seems likely that this Koban incident is the work of the same thief.
So unbeknownst to us, there was a master thief at work in the restaurant on a regular basis.
Yes, I believe he disguises himself as a police detective, disguised as a waiter. Oh shit, wait!
The place is already the scene of several crimes, it seems.
What if you're that master thief?
I don't know about the master thief part, but the identity of the person who stole and hid Kurakuta-san's Koban is all too clear.
What?
What?
I think the court would like to hear the defense's view on this matter. Excuse me. Tell us, who is the despicable scoundrel that stole Kurakuta-san's Koban and hid it under the steak?
Do we have any actual proof of this?
That's the tough
no.
one.
we
Since
don't.
when has that ever stopped us?
I mean, it would be reasonable to say it's Belle, but the problem is we really have no proof that it was her.
No, Iesa Nosa who did it.
Yeah, I think
He was
it was
the only
him
one
doing-
there who actually knew that he even had the coin.
Yes,
Plus, the point is, him being the one who stole the coin forces along the original storyline, because now we know the stake that Hosanaga gave us wasn't Brett's.
Obviously, it can only be you, Sergeant Iesa Nosa.
What? How? How dare you monster?
Monster?
I stole that Koban, did I? I'm the master thief of La Carnival, am I? You're seriously accusing me of these crimes, cadet? But it wasn't me. It was Ido. Ido was the mastermind behind all of it. That's right, the baby did it.
I'm sorry, the what?
I'd like to put the baby on the stand.
I mean, that would not be the dumbest thing that's ever happened in the Phoenix
You
Wright.
push the blame for your crimes on your own son, an innocent little baby. It's you who's the monster, Sergeant Nosa.
And this is when we find out it's not a baby, but it's a dwarf.
Oh, God. You. Clippity clop, clippity clop, clippity clop, clippity clop. Yeah. What is going on?
Oh, he's ratatouilleing.
The whole Imperial Army, Sergeant Iesanosa, preparing to stand down in the Supreme Court, sir.
That's some breakdown.
What the fuck is going on?
All right.
Once again, GC, you were worried that this was going to be more boring.
I'm glad I was wrong.
Do any of you know of the extraordinary low wages the Nippon Imperial Army pays those it expects to keep our country safe?
I understand that the temporary increase in taxation, owing to the recently ended conflicts, remains in place, as does everyone, obviously. And I have heard it's hard for lower-ranking soldiers to make a living, yes.
All I want is to put a hot meal on the table for my son.
We're dirty strangled you.
That's why you were stealing things at the restaurant?
The place is heaving with money. Every 3 days I go there and do reconnaissance for a target. And I enjoy chopping my way through a good steak at the same time.
Sounds like he doesn't bother with a knife and fork, even, which is worryingly believable.
That's why there are big teeth marks in the steak. And your target that day was the old man and his koban.
Yes, sir. He was an easy mark. I slipped the coin into my pocket without any trouble at all.
A veritable phantom thief you are.
I was all set to leave the steak I was halfway through devouring when it happened. Bang.
He switched it. Wow.
Yes, when the professor was shot.
I knew that if the police conducted a search and found the coin in my pocket, I'd be finished. Ido too. So I hid the incriminating evidence as fast as I could on the... I slipped it under the steak, hoping that I'd be able to rendezvous with it again at a later date.
This game's too serious.
This is ridiculous.
Perhaps you could carry on with this absurd prattling in your own time.
Well, Miss Brett,
Yesterday, of course. How rude of us. I'm quite sure there's no need to detain you any longer at all. May the esteemed gentleman would please be excused, Your Excellency?
Your Excellency.
Sorry. Indeed. The theft of the koban was clearly perpetrated by this baby-saddled sergeant. It would certainly appear to be unrelated to Dr. Wilson's murder. Remember that?
Of course it is. Hiding a coin under a lump of meat? Sheer nonsense if such an idea astounds me.
Nonsense, is it?
Oof.
As for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, to beyond nonsense. It's pure madness.
Madness! Very well, now that all questions concerning this witness's testimony have been answered, defense, what are you going to subject us to next? I can't take much more of this.
Get on, declare yourself guilty already.
Miss Brett, you are free to leave. I guess. I mean, fuck if I know what's gonna happen next.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Good luck, everyone. Adieu.
I would not let her out of there.
Wait a second.
Ryunosuke, what's the matter with you? This is no time for daydreaming.
Oh no, it's just something about Miss Brett's parting words there got me thinking. Can't quite work out what exactly, but something she said jarred within me. Feel like there was a contradiction in there somewhere. Something didn't quite add up.
If that's the case, don't just stand there thinking. Make your voice heard.
Sorry?
You can think later, but if you don't call out now, it'll be too late. The trial will be over.
Say the thing.
Say the thing!
Say
Say the thing!
Say
The thing.
Oh, well,
Say the
Wait,
thing.
Miss Brett!
Hug
the
the
other thing.
goat. Hug the goat.
What is it now?
Time to say the thing. I'm afraid, just one last time, definitely the last time, definitely, there's something I'd like to ask you. I'd like you to explain the contradiction in your parting words from just a few moments ago.
What are you talking about? What contradiction?
what new student nonsense is this?
Well, what party words are you talking about, Ryunosuke?
Oh, geez, we're going to use the observation mechanic.
Yes, I'm right. But she said there exposed an undeniable contradiction.
I'm going to need to see evidence, Counsel. Again. If Miss Brett's words truly are contradictory, where's the frickin' evidence?
The picture.
I think you're supposed to just bring out the plate again.
Oh yeah, because there are clear bite marks there.
Yeah, but not only that, there's a fork and knife. In the crime scene photo. I don't think the other.
There is a fork.
Never mind.
Fork and knife.
So where's the contradiction in, I wonder?
Well, again, I think you need to look at the actual plate you have and just be like, this obviously isn't your plate because there's a giant bite mark in it. You just said that would have been madness. Are you a madness? Are you mad, milady?
Take that!
Okay.
No, sorry.
The steak that Miss Brett had been eating before the professor was killed. Yes, go on.
More accurately, Your Excellency. The steak that was on the victim's table just before the professor was killed.
Now you're just splitting hairs.
Not true. Doesn't something about this steak strike you as very unnatural?
Unnatural? What on earth do you mean?
It's extremely obvious. I'm talking about the shape of the edge where it's been eaten. I see you've noticed it too, Miss Brett.
Tucker.
Noticed what exactly, Counsel?
Just a few moments ago, Miss Brett claimed no Englishman could even contemplate picking up a steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork.
Of course she did. She's a refined English gentlewoman herself.
To take a good look at this steak, in particular the edge where it's been eaten.
Okay.
As you can see, there are clearly defined barbaric teeth marks there.
Barrack?
Yes, barbaric.
Looks like Miss Brett has realized something.
So, if the witness, as she claims, wouldn't contemplate eating anything without using a knife and fork, there shouldn't be teeth marks in the steak at all.
Oh. Okay.
What is your actual point? Perhaps the delightful Miss Brett was ravenously hungry and couldn't help her.
Of all the things you could say to me, do not insult me with such insinuation that I would eat a steak in such a manner.
Oh, whatever you say there, lady.
As
I guess
I
we're gonna
said, I
have a
really
meeting.
must be leaving now. Afternoon tea with the Minister of Justice cannot possibly wait any longer.
Of course. This will be over the blink of an eye. I promise. I'll bet my hair on it. Rest assured. Oh, my hair.
I've had enough. You irritating little spectacled samurai relic.
Of course. Dear lady.
Hey, lady!
What's the matter, Miss Brett? Have we ruffled your feathers?
Clearly, the witness knows what this means. She's realized the catastrophic implications these teeth marks have in the steak have for her.
Ryunosuke, do you know where you're going with this?
Well, sort of.
No, I'm making it up as I go along.
Yes, now at last it's all come together. For the third time.
Yeah, this one tangent that we've been on for like 30 minutes now.
Mysterious teeth marks in a steak that had allegedly been eaten with cutlery. Reason why the bloodstain I saw somehow seems to have disappeared. And most importantly, the evidence that proves once and for all who shot Dr. Wilson that day.
That's why that one photo is like covering the edge of the steak, so you can't see it quite clearly.
Yep.
Duggar.
I accept that these teeth marks in the steak are a little unnatural, as you put it, Counsel. But what exactly are you suggesting that tells us?
Everything, Your Excellency.
Everything?
Yes, I believe that these barbaric teeth marks in the steak here amount to conclusive evidence in this case. Evidence that will prove beyond any doubt who shot Dr. Wilson.
We get done less than half hour.
Say it. Conclusive evidence? How many times have I heard that today? You wouldn't know the meaning of the phrase. Typical Japanese empty threat.
Yes, well, you're new to
Ooh.
this series.
How can you be so sure?
Oh, it's quite simple. If you really had such conclusive evidence, you would have presented it to the court long ago.
Actually, the evidence I'm talking about hasn't been brought before the court yet.
Hasn't been? What?
Just because it hasn't been shown yet, doesn't mean that the evidence does not exist.
This is absurd. The trial has run several hours already, and you say there's evidence yet to be brought forward? I like that. There can't be. I don't believe you have it.
I don't, but there is someone who does have it. Someone in this very courtroom. And if that person is willing to submit the piece of evidence I'm referring to, it will solve every remaining mystery about this case.
Very well. I have a feeling this will be my last request of the defense in this trial. But who the
Please
hell
let it
knows
be.
anymore? Who possesses the conclusive evidence that will reveal the truth about this whole affair?
It's Hosonaga, isn't it?
I believe
He's the
so.
one that should have the plate.
Yeah.
Yes. He just got the wrong plate.
The answer is obvious. It's Inspector Hosonaga.
What? I have it?
Yes.
You think I've been withholding conclusive evidence? That's
Oh, good touch.
No, I'm not saying that. Everyone's attention has been focused on this steak with the teeth marks.
Yes?
Now, earlier this afternoon, Sergeant Nosa told the court the following. I'd enjoyed chomping my way through a good steak. As well as admitting to stealing Korakuda-san's coin, he told us he slipped it under the steak.
You watch it, cadet. I'm a superior officer.
Sergeant Nosa, could you please confirm something for me? Is the steak that you put the coin under, in fact, your own steak?
Attention! Affirmative, of course. I might be a soldier in the Imperial Nippon Army, but still. I'm not brave enough to ask a foreign gentle lady if she'd mind me manhandling her meal to hide something in it. Wow.
In other words, the steak that the detective submitted as evidence earlier was in fact Sergeant Nosa's meal.
Objection!
That makes no sense. That plate was taken from the victim's table.
Yet the gentlewoman doesn't take bites out of her steak, nor did she have any opportunity to steal the coin.
I didn't steal it. I will be condemned on the crimes I committed, not the ones I haven't. I'm not some Japanese schoolboy. To even suggest such a thing would be an affront to the entire British Empire.
Ad libited there, AC. Judge?
Your Excellency.
Judge, well then, how do you explain this paradox?
Exactly. Sure you're not going to suggest that the sergeant switched the two steaks over? Are you trying to hit... Are you an attorney or a prosecutor or what? You're hurting yourself, Archie. Come on. You did switch the plates?
After it happened, when I saw the civilian had been murdered right in front of my eyes like that, I panicked. As I said, I immediately lifted my steak and hid the coin underneath it. But then, when the waiter announced he was an undercover policeman, I thought I'd had it. If he decided to investigate my slab of meat, that'd be it. I'd be getting my marching orders. I don't want anyone investigating my meat. So when the cadet here was arrested and taken off to the kitchen, I seized my chance. Go away, baby. With military precision and timing, I switched my steak with the one on the foreign lady's table.
What? You can't have. I never saw you do such a thing.
It was called.
We already know that he has sleight of hand abilities since he stole the coin in the first place.
And he's been a master thief repeatedly.
It was called Operation Lightning Bolt. There was no time for strategic planning. It was do or die, I tell you. So yes, I did what had to be done.
Unbelievable! I'm killing myself here.
However, fear not, prosecutor son.
What now? You're hurting me, man.
I swear on the brass buttons of my uniform that is all I did, sir.
Ah, you did? That's plenty, Sergeant.
So, if Sergeant Nosa switched the plates over, it means he took Miss Brett's steak and the plate it was on back to his own table.
Yes, that follows.
Inspector Hosonaga,
Yes.
earlier in this trial, you told the court this. You said that you had not only taken Miss Brett's steak after the incident, but also the sergeant's. That to preserve evidence, you had taken both.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
That's correct.
Then please present it to the court now. The plate that was actually on the victim's table at the precise moment he was shot.
She's biting her mask.
Please tell us now. I mean, a cold slab of tough meat. It can't have the slightest bearing on this case. No, you're not wriggling your way out this time, lady.
No.
I beg your pardon. Surely you're not that forgetful. Surely you remember the reason why the steak pan promises to prove such a problem for you, no? You're the ones who decided it was a problem, not me. The reason the defense asked to see that plate was to confirm something the defendant remembers seeing. Thinks he remembers.
I'm quite sure of what I saw, Miss Brett. The side of the plate that was on the table directly behind Dr. Wilson. There was a clear spattering of blood from the gunshot wound to the victim's chest.
I believe the defendant's memory serves him well. And now we have the evidence to prove it. The plate you're eating from, Miss Brett.
Your Highness?
This is getting wilder by the moment! Let us not prolong this any further. Inspector, you will show the evidence to the court. We can finally get this over with. Present the beefsteak and plate that was originally on the victim's table at the time of the incident.
Yes, sir. Sorry for keeping you.
This isn't something you can so easily smash now, is it, lady?
Here is the other steak and its plate. Please, feel free to examine it.
Look at all that evidence. So juicy, so good.
That's an obvious.
Knife mark,
Knife
and
mark
there's
right
the
there.
blood stain.
The blood stain. Clearly visible, look.
Yes!
Yeah, it's clearly visible.
Oh yeah, there it is. It's so visible.
Yeah, it's very visible. Now this makes everything clear. The blood you can see on the side of the plate shows that at the moment the victim was shot, he was facing the table with his back to me.
In other words, it's impossible for Naruhodo-san to have shot the victim.
In fact, there's only one person who could possibly have shot Dr. Wilson from the front. I'm sure everyone knows by now who that person is. That's right. Mr. Zale Brett. It's you!
Okay, now we're getting to the major breakdown.
She's gonna flip out. God,
Her goose is cooked.
Yeah.
Outdone by a Japanese me, by a Japanese schoolboy. No, no, no!
I have a lot of questions. What?
The witness breakdowns in this game are the best thing.
Well, that was fucked up.
Please excuse my little outburst. I briefly lost my composure.
That's not all you lost. What are these chicks doing over here?
Most unbecoming behavior for an English gentlewoman. Forgive me.
Well, Miss Brett, I think it's time you told the court what actually happened that day. The truth this time.
Gladly, Your Excellency.
Okay, so now she's gonna come clean. Okay.
Well, judging by what she said earlier, it sounds like this guy was trying to steal her work.
It was I who took the professor's life using Kurari. As you surmise, I chose that particular day for one very important reason. The professor had a dental appointment for the extraction of one of his teeth in the morning.
So you plan to kill the professor, knowing that no trace of poison will be found in his water. Because Kurari is unheard of here in Japan.
Yes. Of course, I never intended to remain at the restaurant for as long as I did. I only needed to see the professor take one tiny sip of his water, and it would all be over. I would place the steak I had ordered in front of him to make it appear as though he had been dining alone, and leave immediately. However, before any of that happened, there was an unexpected visitor at the professor's table.
That would be me, I suppose.
Yes, you. Who else? Such a trifling matter, but the fact that you decided to come over to greet the professor meant that I had lost my chance to slip away unnoticed. In due course, the professor took a sip of his water and was paralyzed. I made sure he was sitting in his chair such that he wouldn't fall. There was no going back at that point. So I concocted a plan on the spur of the moment.
A plan to pin Dr. Wilson's murder on this innocent man.
I happen to know that the professor always carried a gun. I decided to use that fact to my advantage. I had the bottle of curare in my handbag, and my own pistol concealed under my skirt.
Ah. Under your skirt?
Yes, obviously. I don't know why you
Can I
guys didn't
see?
pick up on that. So I was right. There were two guns.
We.
Then I finished my coffee and got up to leave. That's when I noticed the professor's gun, which you had presumably placed on the floor. Placed where you were sure that I would notice it.
Everything went according to plan. You noticed the gun as I'd intended. And then, just as you bent down to pick it up,
That's when you shot the professor with your own gun. Even though at that point he was already dead.
surely the gunshot caused a commotion. At which point the waiter appeared.
Obviously, I assumed Naruhodo-san was the culprit and apprehended him. I took him to the pantry that adjoins the kitchen and locked him inside.
That's when I took the opportunity to turn the professor in his chair around.
Because, of course, you needed to make it look like the defendant had shot Dr. Wilson from where he'd picked up the gun.
It was obviously she had it under her skirt, but the other thing is too, her handbag, I thought the gun was in there, which she tried to hide.
We showed that the handbag couldn't hide anything.
So
Yeah,
there
that
you have
happened,
it.
I think. I think that
Yeah,
happened on one
the
of the
handbag
sessions
is made
we
of like
were
a
here for.
netting. It was not like a leather bag or something.
Misdemeanor!
And the entirety of my misdemeanor. Your Excellency,
Yes?
I wonder. Might I speak with you in private later?
Ooh.
No, I shall call on you.
Thank you. Good day then, everyone. I hope you can forgive me, Naruhodo-san.
Yeah, sure, no hard feelings.
Wow.
And she vanished.
Boxer
That's
clipped the Brock copied the breakdown too. Bless you, Boxer.
It would seem this trial has finally run its course. I presume the prosecution is in agreement?
This can't be. Takahashi does not lose. I'm unbeatable. Not the likes of this rookie student.
You better start getting used to tough opposition.
Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Yes?
This insult to the Achi family name will never be forgotten. My sons and my grandsons will kill you.
You've been conceited with age, Council. The old have to stand aside and make way for the new. It's the way of the world. May you never forget that!
Is he about to? Yes.
Wow. Wow. From across the courtroom, too.
1,000 millennia may pass, and still the Aochi clan will never measure up to the Naruhodo clan.
Well, this is all appropriate behavior for a courtroom. Anyway, this trial in the Supreme Court of Japan will, I believe, go down in history as the start of a new chapter in our country's judicial system.
A very stupid chapter.
A new batshit insane chapter. Despite being summoned as the accused, you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, presented an excellent case.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
The use of evidence and deduction to unravel the truth is a modern methodology. We used to just chuck them in the river. After all, it has only been a few short decades since our country opened its doors to the wider world.
Yeah, you prosecute everybody.
But the Western ideas of science are rapidly gaining acceptance here. I feel sure that science will soon bring new methods of investigation and new procedures of justice. A new future of law awaits, but what will it look like? I cannot begin to imagine. That is for the young to pursue, for I am dead. Have been for this whole case. Kazuma Asogi.
Yes?
After this trial, you are set to embark on a journey of discovery to the illustrious British Empire. Learn all you can. Absorb everything of the wider world that you are able to. And do not forget to fulfill the mission imposed upon you.
I understand, Your Excellency.
What is that about? Why do you look so grave all of a sudden?
Ah, never mind. I just have a secret mission to assassinate the British Queen.
As for you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo,
Oh, yes?
in you I sense, how can I put it, unusual potential for shipping with a really foppish, overly dressed arch-rival prosecutor with pale hair and a smug attitude.
Okay.
Have I dropped enough hints about this yet? Anyway, I very much look forward to seeing how you carry that onwards.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Whoever says, are we just gonna let the murderer go free? Well, no, this trial was about Ryunosuke. The implication, as usually happens in these, is that the Actual person in question is being detained for another trial.
It is time
That's how
to
real
deliver.
trials work.
Yeah.
It's true.
You can't
It is
switch a defendant halfway through.
It is time to deliver the final verdict. I hereby find the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, guilty as fuck!
Yeah, and I'm still. My beautiful hair.
It's a good thing we had those trees up there.
We saved these cherry blossoms specifically for this.
This court is now adjourned. God, I need a drink.
I can't believe it. I can't believe what's happened.
I
made
got
it.
away with murder.
I defended myself and made it through that horrendous trial.
I tricked everyone, even the player.
Ryunosuke, you finally pulled it off. Congratulations!
Congratulations. Well, I could have done it without you. Thank you, Kazuma.
No, it was a pleasure to watch you at work. So, you owe me an extra large sukiyaki from the place on Yume University Street. Don't forget!
Yeah, what?
Hard work has certainly paid off.
Congratulations to both of you proving Naruto-san's innocence.
Ah, trusty judicial assistant. You worked hard for that result too, you know.
Oh no, I didn't do any.
Thank you so much. If we hadn't had that research report of Miss Brett's, I don't know how things would have turned out.
Your kind words should really be for my father. I was simply doing as he asked. It was his idea for me to go to the university and investigate.
Your father? Ah, yes, of course.
Forgive me for intruding on court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato Mikabo Jurigo assisted to the defense.
Yes, flashback. Speaking of Mikatoba. Ah, there you are. Everybody, congratulations are in order.
This is Jonas.
Naruhodo, you did an excellent job.
Thank you,
Professor. Oh no, it is I should be thanking you. After all, your efforts exposed the true criminal that took the life of my good friend.
Good friend? Oh, yes,
yes.
You mentioned that before.
Yeah.
It was you who actually invited Dr. Wilson to Yume University, wasn't it?
Yes, that's right.
That's right.
Professor Mikatoba studied overseas himself. He went to study forensic medicine in Great Britain. Presumably, that's when you met Dr. Wilson?
Exactly. In those days, we worked together in the same hospital.
Oh, you work together?
I've never heard you mention that before.
Well, it was a long time ago now. Besides, it's your turn, Sogi.
Huh?
Great Britain is a magnificent country. It leads the world. In science, medicine, engineering, culture, and of course, in law. Watch and learn, my boy. See what's happening in the world's largest melting pot.
I will. I'll learn all that I can. I swear on this, the spirit of the Asogi clan.
You're not taking that sword to Great Britain, are you?
Of course I am.
It's his trademark.
A Japanese man's katana is his soul. The blade shows me where I need to go. And cuts down anything that's in my way.
My hair!
Yes, I've definitely seen how sharp it is already with my own eyes.
That reminds me, what happened to the woman? Giselle Brett, I mean. After all, she's guilty of murder.
Yes, her. It's not easy to tell you this, but
What do you mean? Surely she's going to face trial herself now. She's the true culprit, after all. Are they
She's gonna be extradited.
She's going to be deported.
she will be leaving Japan in the very near future for Shanghai.
What? Shanghai?
Giselle Brett will not appear in court again in this country. I'm certain of that.
What? But why not? The matter of consular jurisdiction.
Oh, it's not.
Inspector Hosonaga.
It was a hard-fought battle in the courtroom today. Very impressive to watch. I must congratulate...
But what's all this about consular jurisdiction?
We cannot try this particular foreigner for her crimes here in Japan.
What? We can't try her. But then who? Who's going to bring her to justice?
A British consular court will hear her case, somewhere far away where our voices can't be heard.
But why would why a consular court?
Professor, I simply don't understand. I thought consular courts were a thing in the past now that we've signed the friendship treaty.
Yes, in normal circumstances, you're right.
Then, so long as this is not a serious incident of a highly political nature to our respective governments, they can't invoke a consular court like that.
Oh, can't they?
Yes, she's a student, but it doesn't justify our governments making secret agreements about her fate, does it? Something strange is going on.
So Miss Brett can't be held accountable for her actions here in Japan.
I'm afraid that for the young student, today's trial was nothing more than a game all along. There was never any danger of comeuppance for her.
I don't believe it.
The British government's Foreign Affairs Ministry has demanded that we hand over custody of Miss Brett. They're obviously taking this case of a foreign student committing murder very seriously. But it's all going to change from now on. We can make it change. This is a time of great turmoil, this new era heralded by the start of the 20th century. One day, I have no doubt, that woman will receive the judgment she deserves.
She's gonna come back in like the last episode, isn't she?
Yeah, that's usually how it works, I find.
She's the
Yes,
final boss.
change is coming, and we're the ones driving it.
Or at least this case will come up at least, but yeah, I think she's gonna come back.
Well, I think that's enough seriousness for now. Let's have ice cream. Let's have steak. This evening calls for a celebratory treat.
Steak, yes. I could go for
Professor.
steak.
You're right. This is no time for gloomy faces. Ramen for everybody, with as much shashu pork as you can eat. We should be celebrating Ryunosuke's not guilty verdict. Let's start having some fun.
In that case, might I suggest La Carnival, where I'm still a waiter. As the head waiter, I should be delighted to provide you with ample food and drink.
You're a detective, Hosonaga-san, aren't you? Hope you like tuberculosis with your steak.
Who doesn't?
Let's not worry about details for now. To La Carnival, will you accompany us, Professor?
So I'll get a happy ending.
Of course! La Carnival's food is second to none.
Enraged Hybrid
shall
is rating
go
with a
and-
party of 5.
Yay!
Hey!
Hey, Rage!
I shall go and attend to the paperwork for Naruto-san's release.
Is that a TV show?
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
The Giselle
Oh, hello,
Brett won't be
Mythics.
tried here.
Hey, wait, wait.
I suppose that means I'll never know. I'll never find out why she killed Dr. Wilson. Oh, we'll find out
Yeah.
next time on Dragon Ball Z. Kazuma.
Dragon Ball Kazuma? Okay.
Yes, Ryunosuke?
Just wanted to say thanks again. That's all. You really saved my skin today.
I didn't do a thing. You were the lawyer in there, weren't you? The defense is all your own work.
Your skills made the difference, though. One day, I bet you'll be the best lawyer in the world.
And your head bandana, too.
I'm not so sure about that. To be honest, something kept occurring to me over and over again during that trial. I couldn't help thinking that maybe you're the one destined to become a great lawyer. Not me.
What? Come on, be serious.
If I helped you today, it was only right at the very start of the trial. But you have a natural talent for it. For being a defense lawyer, I mean.
Oh, no, not me. All that tense verbal combat, I never want to go through that ever again. I did what you told me to do, that's all. Because I knew I could trust you.
That's the point.
Sorry? What do you mean that's the point?
Listen, Ryunosuke. Do you know what the most crucial weapon is that any lawyer needs in order to win?
Bullshitting.
Knowledge of the law? No.
Not in this
No.
series.
The ability to believe.
To believe? To believe what?
Believe in the myth.
Believe it! The defense lawyer has to fight for his clients. He has to believe in them at all times.
Like you believed in me when I said I didn't do it.
I'm human, just like you. I don't have some superhuman ability to know the truth. But you have to make a choice about what to believe in and stick to it when you're defending someone. Sometimes in the courtroom, you can really be backed into a corner. But being able to remain faithful to what you choose to believe in, even then, well, that's not something that anyone can do. It takes a special kind of person.
Insane.
Believing in your client.
Just look at today's trial. I'm a student lawyer with precious little real experience. You never stopped believing in me.
Well,
You faced seemingly hopeless situations time and again, but you never stopped looking for the truth. And in the end, you found it. Through your own efforts, and because you never stopped believing in me, that believes in you, that believes in me, that believes in you.
thanks, Kazuma.
Leave it.
I'll always remember to believe in the me who believes in you, who believes in me, who believes in you.
In the heart of the cards.
There's something I wanted to ask you, actually, Ryunosuke.
You go out with me.
Well, it's a favor, really. Something very important to me.
Sounds
Let's
serious.
go to Britain!
What is it?
Ah, you're still here, are you?
I'm going to be a prosecutor.
Oh, Inspector Hosonaga.
I've arranged some rickshaws for us. Let's go.
Yay, rickshaws.
Thank you. We'll be right there.
Is it considered impolite to surf on a rickshaw?
Let's pick up this conversation again later. We should be celebrating right now. Our first court victory.
And your study tour to Great Britain, don't forget.
Ah, yes, that too.
We're going to be discovering at the very beginning of the next chapter that we are suddenly on our way to Great Britain.
That's right.
So my very first trial came to an end. Azuma, Professor Mikotoba, Sado-san, who acted as my assistant, Inspector Hosonaga. Didn't really play much of a part, but still.
Oh, wow. Come on.
It's because of the help and support of all these people that I managed to get through that trial.
He was the inspector. Come on, he helped.
More importantly, Kazuma hadn't yet managed to ask his favor of me. Little did I realize just how much it would change my life.
Yeah, we know what's going to happen.
God.
We're going to England!
Yep, we're going to
And-
England.
Game over.
Yes.
Thank you for playing.
Just after midnight.
That's what I love about these games, too. right at midnight.
This is like the perfect length for our streams.
It really
Yeah,
is.
Somehow it's always 2 hours on the dot.
I love it.
They measured these out very well. These parts.
Mythics. If you didn't see it, you need to see the clip that Just Boxer got earlier of the main antagonist in this arc
Yeah.
breaking down.
Great.
It was quite
The
incredible.
Adventure of the Unbreakable Speckled Band.
You just
So
posted
that's an allusion to a Sherlock Holmes story.
I was about to say,
The Adventure of the Runaway Room. Adventure of the Clouded Kokoro.
sadly, not one of the better
The
home
Adventure
stories, but
The Unspeakable Story. The Hound of the Baskervilles. Baskervilles.
The Hound of the Bastardvilles.
Anyway, we will be doing
And-
that next time.
Next
Right.
time on Game Grumps.
Yay!
All right.
Man, we had a big audience tonight. Wow. I hope you guys loved the stream too.
That was an experience.
Yes,
Wow.
it was.
All
These
right.
Loved it.
games, man, I'm telling you,
These games just get more complicated as they go on, too. That was very simple because it was just the first episode.
Blaze Class is gonna share that clip with everyone now. Yeah. Good going.
Nice.
I kind of hope it does get a little more complicated because I don't like the idea that we figure it out and only 15 minutes later do we finally get to say it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that keeps happening.
That's the problem.
boy.
That's unfortunate about the
But no, it
about
does-
the
That's a
series.
series staple.
We only really did, like, what? 10, 12 things in that trial?
Mhm.
It's going to, like, double or triple next time.
To be
At
fair,
least. Because it's going
Yeah.
to be significantly longer, too. There's also going to be, like, investigation parts where we walk around and gather evidence and talk to witnesses
Yeah.
before the
I kind of
trial.
like the investigation parts. They're more
Yes.
like a find the hidden object game sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
oh yeah, they're always fun. It's the only thing that I really just. It's not really a big gripe with me, but the only thing I don't like about it is, but they got the accusers are basically sidetracking us so much when we want to say it. Here's the evidence, but they're always sidetracking us, and
Yeah.
that's what they want to do.
Also, the first episode repeats even significantly more than it does later on because it's getting you ready for how you're supposed to play the game.
Yes. But yeah, like it's even despite its shortcomings, this storytelling in this is fantastic. I love it,
It's
and I'm
very good
glad I
storytelling.
was wrong. I'm
Oh,
glad
so
I was
very
wrong.
dramatic. They know how to present that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was afraid we were going to pull a Devil May Cry on us or a Mega Man on us and basically go back to something more serious. But no, I'm glad they kept the silliness.
No, it's very silly.
I loved it.
All right. Well,
All right.
until next time, stream adjourned.
They're going to keep it British
Stream is adjourned,
comedy.
everybody. Good night, everybody.
Yeah,
Good night, folks.
Good night, all.
you're all not guilty. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.